Saint Anthony of Padua is remembered as one of the most beloved saints in Christian history. Known for his deep faith, powerful preaching, and extraordinary miracles, his life inspired countless people to grow closer to God. Today, we will journey through 5 remarkable miracle stories connected to Saint Anthony, stories that continue to inspire faith even centuries later. The Sermon to the Fish. One day, while preaching in a town, Saint Anthony found that many people refused to listen to him. They ignored his words and walked away. But instead of becoming discouraged or angry, he calmly walked toward the sea. Standing near the shore, he began preaching about God's love. Then something incredible happened. According to tradition, hundreds of fish gathered near the water. Large fish and small fish lifted their heads above the surface, as if listening carefully to his words. People nearby were amazed by what they saw. Witnessing this extraordinary moment, many returned to hear Saint Anthony preach and began opening their hearts to God. This miracle reminds us that even when people refuse to listen, God can still find unexpected ways to touch hearts. The lost book returned. On another occasion, one of the brothers in a monastery stole an important book belonging to Saint Anthony. The book contained valuable teachings and notes he needed for prayer and study. Deeply troubled, Saint Anthony prayed earnestly for its return. Soon after, the man who had taken the book felt a heavy burden on his conscience. Filled with regret, he returned the book and asked for forgiveness. Because of stories like this, many people began praying through Saint Anthony's intercession whenever they lost something important. And to this day, he is widely known as the saint people turn to for help in finding lost things. The child saved. One heartbreaking story tells of a mother whose young child had drowned. Overcome with grief, she prayed desperately, asking for Saint Anthony's prayers and promising gratitude if her child could be saved. According to tradition, her child was restored to life. People were astonished and praised God for this miracle. Stories like these spread quickly, strengthening the faith of many and reminding people that hope can still exist even in moments of deep sorrow. The Mule that knelt. Another famous miracle involved a man who doubted that Jesus was truly present in the Holy Eucharist. Wanting proof, he challenged Saint Anthony publicly. The man declared that he would starve his mule for several days and then place food before it while the Blessed Sacrament stood nearby. If the mule kneels before the Eucharist instead of eating, he said, then I will believe. After several days, the hungry mule was brought before the crowd. Everyone expected it to rush toward the food. But instead, the mule turned away from the meal and knelt before the Blessed Sacrament. The crowd stood in amazement. For many who witnessed it, their faith grew stronger. The child Jesus vision. One night, while staying in a small room, the owner of the house noticed a mysterious bright light shining from inside. Curious, he quietly looked through the door. What he saw left him speechless. Saint Anthony was holding the child Jesus in his arms. The child appeared surrounded by heavenly light. According to tradition, the owner of the house was asked to keep this vision secret until after Saint Anthony's death. This is one reason why many images of Saint Anthony lovingly show him holding the child Jesus. The miracles of Saint Anthony continue to inspire millions around the world. Whether preaching to fish, helping recover what was lost, strengthening faith, or reminding people of God's presence, his story teaches us that faith, prayer, and trust in God can bring hope in unexpected ways. May the example of Saint Anthony of Padua inspire us to grow closer to God and never lose hope. Amen.